Welcome back. Now what we need to do is that we need to create the user interface of the index.php. So I'm going to start by creating a body. I'm going to say here body, and then inside that body we need a div. I'm going to say div, and inside that div we need to give it a class. I'm going to say class, and I'm going to use a bootstrap class called container, and then inside this I'm going to first break, and then I'm going to here say h2, and I'm going to say h2 align center. Or if this doesn't work, you can use a class. You can use bootstrap class text center. This also will work. And here I'm going to say employees management system. And then below this div, we want another div here. I'm going to create another div here div, and then I'm going to give this div a class. I'm going to say form class form group, and inside this form group we need another div, and that div I'm going to give it a class input called input group, class input group, and then inside this we need a span, and this span I'm going to give it class. The class is input group add-on, input group add-on, and then I'm going to say search, and then below this we need an input. I'm going to create here input. I'm going to say input, and then I'm going to give this input type. The type is text, and the name, I'm going to give it a name. The name is search text, name search underscore text. I'm going to give it also an ID. I'm going to say ID search text, ID search text, and here a placeholder. I'm going to say type employee name. This is for the input. Below the input, we also need to give this input, before I forget, we need to give this input a class, form control, and then below this input we need to break. We need here br, and then below this br we need a div that will display the result. So I'm going to say div here, div, and then I'm going to give this div an ID. I'm going to say ID is equal to result, and here after this div we need to close the body, and then we need to close also this div. We need to close this div, and we need to close this big div, which is the container. I'm gonna here close the div here, the container div here, and then at the bottom after this body we need to say PHP, and then include footer.php. Now we need to test. In order to test, you need to open the terminal, view, and then terminal, and then you need to type this command php minus capital S localhost colon 8000, and then hit enter, and as you can see here it says development server started. So we need to copy this URL. I'm gonna copy it, this URL, and then I'm gonna go to my browser, and then I'm gonna paste it in the browser here. I'm gonna paste it and then hit enter, and this is the index page. But we have a problem here. My SQL connection is there is a problem with the connection, and the problem is here I need to open XAMPP. So you always need to open XAMPP whenever you are working with the database, whenever you are working with a PHP project that requires a database. Let me refresh, and as you can see, this is the user interface. It looks amazing.